What's going on, everyone? It's time for another thriller film review. Today we're going to talk about a film called I Bury the Living. It was released sometime in July 1958, and it stars Richard Boone, and it was directed by Albert Band. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's actually Charles Band, the owner of Full Moon Features, dad, Albert Band. He also owned Empire Pictures and stuff, and he's done films like Dracula's Dog, Ghoulies 2, Dr. Mordred, and Prehysteria. But I Buried the Living is an interesting film. So it's about a guy who inherits the family chairman position at the local cemetery, and in the middle of the office there's this huge plot, and with black pins being people who died and white being living. So if you realize if he starts changing them, people will start dying, and it drives him nuts because he's trying to figure out why. And yeah, it's a descent into mental madness, basically. And yeah, as you follow the guy who inherits this into a weird form of madness and weird form of how it's happening, and trying to solve the mystery with them. Overall, this film was very engaging. It sucks you in, basically. It grabs you and you go for this interesting, trippy mindset. It feels sort of like an episode of The Twilight Zone. It's really well written and well put together. It's very simple in the way it was shot too. It's mostly done you stay in the cemetery and in this place with some interesting characters coming in and who he talks to about it and stuff. And as the film progresses, you get a good descent into madness. This is sort of like Dementia 13, or even more on the lines of In the Mouth of Madness. It has sort of that feel to it. If you like those type of movies, you'll probably be into this film. The acting is really good, and it's really well shot for a 1958 film. This is a lower budget film, but it doesn't look like that. It actually has a pretty good, well-structured narrative, and the story is actually very engaging, and the characters are really well thought out. It is a little slow-paced at sometimes, but overall I thought the film was pretty good and pretty interesting, especially the ending. The ending is they have an explanation of what's happening, why it could it be, but it leaves it pretty much as an ambiguous ending and leaves it for your own interpretation for the most part. And it's very rare to see movies do that. And then it definitely makes it more engaging. I like when films don't spoon feed you all the nonsense and stuff that you don't really need to know anymore. And this one basically just keeps you guessing, and it's really good. And yeah, overall, it was very well put together. The music was really good in this, and overall, just the way, like I said, how the characters are fleshed out and everything. Everyone serves a purpose. There's no wasted acting time, or screen time, or anything like that. I thought it was pretty well done. Besides it being a little slow, and it can get a little bit repetitive, but other than that, this film is pretty good. So I'm going to give I Bury the Living a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this, and it was very shocking, and it's in the public domain. So you can find it right here on YouTube or on Tubi, and I'll link one of those down below so you can at least watch it. Check it out for yourself. It'll be linked down below. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. That's where I post video clips of films and review in the future. I put the film title in there, and I usually put some sort of like history thing or something silly in there. So yeah, you check that out, see what films I'm going to be reviewing in the future on there. Also, make sure you check out my letterbox. It's linked down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films, and my Twitter's down below, reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it some more people. Wherever, comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, if I can find them. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd. I probably never thought of checking it together, and also share my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because, well, we're going to do a 80s like horror, a little bit of creature feature type of film, Blood Tide, in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those crazy cemetery caretakers thinking they can control us and sacrifice us and all. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.